Hello and welcome to the weekend edition of Mazee. Thank you for joining us for yet another classic episode of the show. I'm your host, Dr. Kingori. It has already been established that this is the November of Novembers in terms of things that can shock Kenyans. And the latest twist of events, in my opinion, has to be Ben Githai's change of tune.
Excellency, mimi ni Ben Githai, yule alisema tano tena. Simunakumbuka, na wembe ni ule ule. Saa hizi tumegeuza huo wimbo, tunasema sikiza. Ndani, 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 to the State House, mulima wote, baba tosha. Munaweza sema hivyo? Ndani, 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 to the State House, to the State House, mulima wote, baba tosha.
I don't even know whether this is a change of tune by Ben Githai or a change of tune for ODM from reggae to Ben Githai. I think this is the third time Ben Githai has stopped reggae. Na hakuna kitu imeni jazz kwa hiyo clip kama vile baba ametulia akisikia Ben Githai akimuendorse. Halafu at the back of your mind unakumbuka hiyo wembe iko kwa hiyo ngoma ni baba ilikuwa inanyoa. Just seeing this, kuangalia Ben Githai ndani ya ODM, just take that picture, Ben Githai ndani ya ODM. By seeing that, I turn back the hands of time to these words of wisdom by the Uasin Gishu Governor Jackson Mandago.
Hii siasa ya 2017 ilinifunza mambo mingi. Usiweke maneno ya siasa kwa roho tafadhali. Weka kwa lungs. Ndio ukipumua tu after election. Akwenda. Sawa sawa. Kwa sababu kama kuna mtu anafaa kuhangaika na kukasirika ni mimi. Imagine tumepiga kura ya rais tukashinda free. Kotini kasema turudie. Nikasunguka kaunti 19 kuombea Uhuru kura. Na ule mtu ametuhangaisha hapa ni Raila. Handshake ikafika nani? Raila sasa ndio wako bedroom State House.
Fellow Kenyans, be like Ben Githai. Siasa weka kwa lungs. Ikija, toa hewa.
Mulima wote, baba tosha.
Kai. Now you've got to give it to Ben Githai. This is a brave man. Please listen carefully to what Ben Githai says here and where he's saying it, and tell me if he doesn't deserve an Order of the Grand Warrior Award.
Your Excellency, mimi ni Ben Githai, yule alisema tano tena. Simunakumbuka, na wembe ni ule ule.
Yani, hao watu walikuwa wamesahau vizuri ile tear gas walinyonya juu hiyo ngoma. Then here comes Ben Githai.
Simunakumbuka.
Manze. Now, looking at this from 2017, this is a brave man. But then again, Kenyans might forgive Ben Githai for the failures of the Jubilee government. My only concern is if he will be forgiven in heaven. Imagine Ben Githai anajitetea siku yake, dhambi zake zimefunguliwa. Sema, my son, yes, Wakenya wamekusamehea. Na unasema umeniimbia, lakini zile wimbo zenye umeimbia baba, ni gani ndio zangu? Lakini Ben Githai, having watched ile interview yenye alikuwa anajitetea kwa Kenya, kwa sure haizi kosa kitu ya kusema, lakini baba, si hata wewe unajua milima yote ni yako. Alafu anageukia malaika anasema,
wapi shangwe na vigeregere ya baba?
Hizo ni nduru za kuaminika kweli. Now, watching Ben Githai addressing ODM supporters and even belting a tune for them, in fact, making ODM supporters waimbe ndani, that has to be the greatest evidence that the only permanent thing in life is change. In other news, this is the story that reads resilience, and probably one of the greatest motivational stories in recent times. It's the story of Gideon Sang, a gentleman who finally landed a slot in the KDF recruitment exercise after trying in vain for 14 years.
Nimekuwa technicians pande wa electrical. Kwa leo nimekuja hapa Kapsabet, nimekuja kujaribu kuandikwa kwa recruitment ya KTF. na leo nimebahatika, na leo mimi nahisi vizuri sana kwa vile wale tulikuwa nao wakati tumekuwa nao pale NYS, wengi walijaribu kujoin pale na mimi nikaachwa.
14 years. Moral of the story is never give up, even on marriage. Haters wanauliza kama amejaribu 14 years na hajapita miaka ya recruitment 14 years plus when he tried, if you add ama anaingia tu ndio retire. But anyway, that's it. Let's turn to our reporter Kenyanjui for other stories making the news. Now big up yourself, Kenyanjui. Now the topic of our show today is long overdue, Maze. After the episode that we did that featured nominated MP Honorable Gideon Keter, we walked with him to tulienda naye kwa ofisi ya Youth Fund on his invitation, tukaenda tukamit CEO Mr. Benson Muthendi, and the message I came back with, which I shared na wadau pale Facebook, ni ati pesa iko, ni wadau ndio waendeangi, watu hawaendeangi pesa, people don't apply, people don't follow these things. Sema conflicting feedback. Now, sasa on that post, we agreed that we will bring the CEO on the show, tujue hii maneno ya pesa ya biashara ni aje, inapatikana wapi, na ni akina nani. The Youth Fund CEO, Mr. Benson Muthendi, joins us on the other end of this short commercial break. But before that, a special shout out to Honorable Gideon Keter for the passing of the bill that ensures that moving forward, clearance certificates will no longer be a requirement when looking for a job, when seeking employment. Maze, that's a big relief for job seekers. Sana. Shout out to him, asante sana. Na asante sana for keeping your word, and I promise that utashughulikia story, and he did it to the end. He actually posted the whole of it on his verified Twitter account. Please read it in detail. The Youth Fund CEO, Mr. Benson Muthendi, akona sisi on the other end of this short commercial break. Usiende mahali. See you guys in a bit. Maze, you'll never see me advertising my own car for sale. That's because najua kila mtu akona job yake. If I have a car I'm selling, I bring it to Urban Drive.
Our work is to bring you cars all the way from Japan, Singapore, UK, Thailand, South Africa, Australia. Beside importing cars, we are also agents of B Forward. B Forward is a Japanese exporter. It's one of the leading exporters in Japan. And they have the best prices for your information. You are able to just call us, WhatsApp, text, even if it's later in the evening, and we'll give you a discount on the car of your choice. Besides that, we're able to check whether the car actually qualifies to come to Kenya, because KEBS has put standards that we must follow.
Tukiuza gari yako, hatuwezi kaa na pesa yako for more than 24 hours. We have online banking, and now we are able to wire your money almost immediately, same day.
Jesse calls ananiambia, by the way, umeangalia account yako, nilikuwa nishakusendia do. I was like, wow, hakuna hata kuvurutana kidogo. Unajua biashara ya Kenya, unajua lazima mu-argue kidogo ndio usikie ni kama transaction imepita.
With Urban Drive, we are authentic and we do legit business.
Location Kiambu Road, before ufike hiyo junction ya kwenda Kiambu, the four-way junctions, kama unatoka side ya DCI, just branch left, diko hapo. You can find them online on all platforms from Facebook, Instagram na Twitter. Just look for Urban Drive, Be Forward Agent. Na ukumbuke lazima uambie Jesse akuweke full tank ukitoka na machine. Welcome back to the Weekend Edition. I'm Dr. Kingori. Show ya leo mazeni a conversation that we started a few days ago, a few weeks ago, where tuliuliza watu kama wamei benefit from Youth Fund. Na I had visited the Youth Fund office. Tukaongea na CEO. It was an invitation na nilipeleka huko na MP Gideon Keter after alikuja show. But watu walikuwa wamechemuka na hiyo story. Good thing the CEO made time for us. Mr. Benson Muthendi akakuja kutembelea kwa show yao. Youth Fund CEO is in the house. Hapo sawa. Karibu sana boss.
Thank you.
When we came to your office nilijiambia, and by the way asante sana kwa come, because I really wanted you to share some of the wisdom yenye tuliongea hapo kwa ofisi kidogo, and you respond to what you've called allegations as far as Youth Fund is concerned. Correct me if I'm wrong, watu wanafaa Youth Fund should be an alternative to the banks as far as youth and access to credit facilities is concerned.
Yes, you are right.
But watu wanasema the terms and conditions za mtu ndio ashike hiyo pesa, hata afadhali uende kwa bank.
I will put it this way. First of all, let me thank you for inviting me here.
Karibu sana.
And then I also want to say, coming here, I'm not doing you a favor. I'm doing my duty. Because one of my responsibilities is to disseminate information to Kenyan youth.
But you have a right to hide.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Okay.
Sasa, you have asked a very good question.
Yes.
Kwamba, youth fund ni alternative, yeah, banks.
Okay.
That kuna conditions pale. Now, what we have done, we have structured our loan products.
Yes.
Hivi kwamba, depending on which loan you want,
Yes.
masharti ni tofauti.
Yes.
Kwa mfano, we understand that many youth, have no experience in business, are just starting out. Some even have never gone into a class where business is discussed. And so what we've done is that our loan products, for instance, we have several loan products. Kuna loan product ambayo we give to groups. Now you're a group, you don't need to be many. You just need to be 5 people. Get formally registered. We start with 100,000. You begin a group project. Others begin table banking. That is, you put the money in a pool. I can borrow 20,000 to go and do something, and I return. Bora mnatulipa. Then once you pay that 100,000, which we give you a grace period of 3 months, again we give you a whole year to pay, then that is 15 months. Then once you've finished paying, we double it. We can give you 200,000. Mukimaliza hiyo, we give you 400,000, and we give you up to 1 million shillings. That loan does not require any security. Nyinyi kama group ndio muna guarantee each other. Now, kuna loan nyingine ambayo inapewa mtu tayari yako kwa biashara. Huyu mtu ako na biashara kubwa. Somebody is asking for 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, na ako individual. Now, this loan from our experience is if you give somebody money without them having some responsibility, watu watatoroka. Tumeona watu wamekuja wamechukua pesa, mtu wako na green card kwa mfuko, amepotelea. So what do? Somebody has taken a loan, moved to another country, moved to another county, changed phones. So what do? And we must ensure that hii pesa is not taken advantage of na wakora. Kwa sababu kuna watu watakuja tu waone, hawaitishi chochote, wacha mimi nichukue na sitalipa na niishie. So then, wale watu wanakuja kuchukua pesa kubwa na huko individual. Kwa hao watu, we require you to give us some form of security. That will mean if you want us to lend you 2 million, for us to be sure you will come back to pay the money, give us something. But sisi tunajua vijana hawana hizi vitu, hawana logbook, hawana title deed. So we tell you to look for a guarantor. Mtu ambaye anakujua, maybe was your teacher in high school, mzazi, jirani, a relative, somebody who can trust you. And let me tell you, Daktari, if your father cannot trust you, if your neighbor cannot trust you, those are the people who know you. So I'll also find it difficult to trust you.
So Youth Fund is also about building relationship with your parents.
Yes, build relationship with your parents and your community. You see, in lending, kutoa mikopo, kuna kitu tunaita the 5 C's. Yes. I don't know how to explain all of them, but the first one I want to explain is character. How is your character? And your character is only known by those people who know you. So if somebody knows you're of good character, they'll be willing to give you a logbook, yes, give you a title deed. Waseme huyu kijana ya fulani mimi namjua, nimesimamia yeye achukue mkopo. Tunaelewana? Lakini kama mtu anakushuku, atasema sio mimi. Nimeona hata wazazi wamekuja wamesema, kijana yangu anasema nimsimamie loan. Huyu mimi namjua siwezi simamia yeye. Okay. But then of course we have a lot of young people who have good reputation, who are doing very well in business, who show they're in charge, they have good behavior, and they get guarantors even who are not even relatives because they're known in the community.
Sawa.
Yes.
So if you have someone who is trusted, akona character mzuri, na akona all the requirements, it's a guarantee that akikuja Youth Fund, he will get the money they are looking for. They will get the money they are looking for.
They will get the money they are looking for, but we don't just look at that guarantee. We also look at what is this that you want to do with the money.
Okay.
Because this is youth Enterprise Development Fund, meaning ni ya kustawisha biashara za vijana. Kumaanisha kwamba ili tukupatie pesa ni lazima tuone ni kitu gani unataka kufanya, na pia tuangalie kama hiyo biashara yako inahitaji hicho kibunda chote.
The youth, you are aware that they've been victims of predatory lending, predatory, whichever, lending from mobile apps, right? Why hasn't Youth Fund, in the interest of the youth, come up with a product that can be accessed on phone at competitive rates, na vile watu wanalipanga hizo zenye za, kuna zingine ziko na interest rate ya 1 million%, hiyo yenye wanalipanga, right? Why hasn't Youth Fund come up with a product that kwa hizo vitu ndogo ndogo zenye wanaweza fanya, they can access funds on such platforms?
Very good question. Now we are working on something we are calling ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. It's an entire IT system.
Yes.
And that, when we have that entire IT system, we are like 90% complete now. Once it is complete, young people will be able to apply for loans from their phones. That means instead of you coming to our office, you're able to apply from where you are. Only our officer may need to visit you to verify some information. Okay. Then the other thing is that it will have something called a mobile app. That mobile app is what will enable you to apply for loans online. And once we have that mobile app, we should be able to give those mobile loans.
Hizo za simu.
Yes, hizo za simu.
Inaweza ama haiwezi? Inaweza ama haiwezi?
But then we have to put also mechanisms in place to ensure again that young people are not borrowing for the sake of borrowing. In fact, yes, one of the reasons why you're calling them predators, you know, those guys don't force you to take the loan.
Yes.
It is you who chooses to take the loan. And this is why we take it as a very important step, training young people even before we give them loans. Because you need to understand why you're borrowing. Why are you borrowing in the first place? What do you want to do with that money? How much money are you likely to generate now that you have borrowed? What is your repayment plan? All these things are important. You know, at times we want to borrow for short-term things. Maybe nimeitwa bash mahali, sina pesa, mimi naingia kwa simu
yes,
ka 20,000 inaingia kwa simu.
Yes.
One night I have nothing else to show for the money that I borrowed.
Okay.
Pesa imeenda kwa raha, kwa starehe. I buy an expensive phone. Then from next week I'm required to pay. Where do I pay from? And I borrowed money and consumed.
Okay.
You all should only borrow to produce.
Should only borrow to produce.
Don't borrow to consume. Usikope, unless you know you're in very dire circumstances where you borrow money to buy food. But don't borrow money to go and finance pleasure.
Iyo before tukuachilie uende, if Youth Fund is such a good idea, right? Hizi vitu zote unasema hapa ni vitu za kucelebratiwa. From what hiyo siku mta launch mobile money lending nenye si predatory na mtajua itasaidia watu. And when you can get as many people as possible with the training and the information you have, hata wewe ukiorganize 2 session ukae na wasee uongee na watu hata for 1 hour, I believe the mentality and mindset would change.
Yes.
How can we replicate that as much as possible? If there's lobbying that is needed, maybe serikali pump something small ya kutop up, not something small, something good. Hata ile yenye uibiwa daily kia kwa Youth Fund, hiyo 2 billion inamaanisha tunaweza ona results as far as the youth empowerment is concerned. Kweli uongo?
First of all, mimi siko aware kuna pesa naibiwa.
Basi uonangi news. The president
then maybe we engage in government, and you see, for instance, 3 years ago we were giving 320 million in a year. 2 years ago we were giving 470 million per year. Yes. The year that is just ended in June, we've given 580 million.
Okay.
So this year that we are in right now, we are targeting to give 730 million. And we are hoping that, you see, even as we go gaining ground, we are also engaging government to allocate us more resources so that we are able to meet demand.
Okay.
So we are engaging government. I also wanted to mention that about the mobile app, that once that mobile app is complete, we will have a lot of young people registering, giving us their data. We will use that mobile app to be able to educate young people. So that we were talking about doing 90,000 youth only in a year. Once we have that mobile app and we are able to use it to pass, to sensitize and educate our young people, we will be doing 300,000, 500,000 young people in a year.
Okay.
And of course, we'll also be able to engage with other people who can also ride on the same platform to add value to whatever information we are giving to our young people.
Sawa sawa. Now that umesema, there is an increase in the funds that you will be disbursing as far as loans are concerned.
Yes.
Tumeagree that mtu yote akona hizo requirements zenye zimesemekana. I like that you explained why the requirements are needed. Pesa si ya kupeana hivyo. Mtu yote atakuwa na hizo requirements. Akikuja in good time, they will get the money.
They will get the money. They will get the money. If you meet the requirements, and then also we look at your business proposal,
yes,
or your business idea, and we see that it can absorb the money, fine, we'll get the money. Okay. Because there are people who will also come with the requirements, but then when you look at probably what they want the money for, and I'll give you an example very quickly. A young man came to me, and he told me he has invented some light that he wants to manufacture and sell. And so I asked him, how much money do you need? He told me he needed 4 million. So I asked him to give me a breakdown of what he wanted to do with the money. One of the things he wanted to do was to take a whole floor office in town. So I was asking him, what do you do with the entire floor? I want to set up an office. I told him, you can't set an office before you are even sure whether you're selling. So I asked him, how much money do you have in your account? He told me he had 28,000 shillings. How much does it cost you to make one light? He told me it cost him 135 shillings. So we did a simple calculation with him. How many lights can you make with that money? And there were so many. So I asked him, how do you sell? He told me there's a Muthendi shop somewhere. He takes those lights and they are bought. I told him, what you need to do, make as many lights as your 28,000 can make. Take to the Muthendi. Now, if there is such a huge demand that you can't meet the demand, come to us. We'll give you more money to meet that demand.
Okay.
See, but you see now he wants 4 million for something he has not even started producing at large scale.
Yes, yes, yes.
I wanted to come back to the same point that you may meet the requirements, but do you actually need the money?
So,
yes.
But you've also said that Youth Fund also offers opportunities for free to learn about business, record keeping,
yes,
for free.
In fact, we also do a lot of webinars, so that if you are not able to come where we are, you're able to log in from your house, and we train you. We are in the office, you are in your house, and we train you at the comfort. Ukisipi kachai pale, unasikiza masomo.
Na biashara.
Yeah.
Wapi makofi ya CEO. Asante sana kwa kukuja show yetu. I wish we had more time, but we can always do this again and again. I believe we can do a follow-up interview. Watu wanajua wakishapata hii information, wacha tuone how many of you can get to qualify in terms of idea and in terms of the requirements for a piece of the pie ya hiyo pesa inakuja ya Youth Fund. Right?
Can I come every week?
You can come every week. We could do online. We could do online vibes.
Thank you.
Maybe tunaweza kosa kufanya TV every week, but we could do online conversations every week.
Thank you.
Aya, karibu sana. Anaweza ama hawezi? Kabisa. Umeko sawa? Sawa sawa basi. That's it for the weekend edition. See you next week. My name is Dr. Kingori.